advanced medical therapies work with treatment.
It was a mercy.
Yeah. Which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry.
The Stranded Hero.
Even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and a medically advised a test dose. If that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Have you been diagnosed with head or neck cancer? At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. Proton therapy means increased precision, reducing side effects like dryness, difficulty swallowing, and the loss of taste as compared to conventional radiation. If you've been diagnosed, don't wait. Get your second opinion today and see KC's largest, most experienced proton therapy team. Visit kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute.
Oh my gosh, I think we have to have a washing machine.
Well, honey,
Shut.
looks funny being drilled like that.
Huh? No, like that. You say no, wait, that are doing like that?
What?
You ever seen it?
Well,
Someone's filming it?
yeah.
Taking you?
No.
Hey, what about food?
What about food when we get done with this? Let's see how much money I got fucking left now.
What?
Oh, that was him. He did that.
Huh?
He threw a glass out the window. My
Why?
had ice cubes in it.
What did you do that for?
He's already made so much history in his career. Of course, yesterday, just mere hours ago, it's his 317th career home run. He's done them all in a Royals uniform, tying in with George Brett for the franchise's all-time record for home runs in a career. He's one away from owning that record all by himself. And it brings about the argument again, the conversation again. Salvador Perez is one of the most polarizing players, I think, in current baseball when it comes to the Hall of Fame conversation. Because there's so many things that play into his favor when it comes to these debates, and so many things that play against his favor when it comes to these debates. Right? He's never won an MVP. In fact, he's never finished in the top 5 on MVP voting. He has not generally been considered one of the best all-around catchers at any point in his career. When he was at his best fielding-wise, he was considered a pretty good hitter, but the power of Salvador Perez. The thing that I think is completely disingenuous when you get into the debate about Salvador Perez is the two arguments that people always want to raise first are his frame rate is really bad. Really? That's what we're resorting to his frame rate as to why he's not a faker. I find it laughable at so many points. Because he was, of course, his wins above replacement wasn't great because he played on bad baseball teams for the bulk of his career. Using that as a knock against him, I find completely ridiculous. And at the same time, he's got a better wins above replacement than several current Hall of Famers in the game of baseball, including another former catcher in Roy Campanella. He's in the Hall. Salvy's got a better work than he does. Why is he not in consideration for it? The guy has 316 home runs and over 1,000 RBIs in his career. There aren't very many catchers that have that mark in their career. I mean, you look at it, the number of guys that have 300 home runs and the history of baseball, and I know that Gold Glove and Silver Slugger Award haven't been around forever, but since those things became a thing, since those two awards came to fruition, 12 players ever have accomplished that feat. 5 or more Gold Gloves, 5 or more Silver Sluggers. 12. Including Salvador Perez, including Derek Jeter, Ed Rodriguez, Barry Bonds, Tony Gwynn, Mike Schmidt, Dave Winfield. Yeah, and some guys that are probably going to have that same level of consideration. Mookie Betts. Series MVP. And he's won a Clemente Award.
That's not told right in concession. But is the fact that he won 5 Gold Gloves.
Jesus, what was that?
Dude.
Back in the fact, then he
Happy over there.
Silver Sluggers. Yeah, and he won the Gold Gloves almost first, and then I think around the 4th one is when he started becoming a Silver Slugger.
Yeah.
So then once he was done
Yeah,
winning
don't
Gold
scare
Gloves,
fever.
Yeah.
becoming a Silver Slugger. Oh, then by the way, he broke the all-time catching home run record for a catcher. This is be shortly shattered by himself. But the catcher, oh, that's 2026. This PPO post almost MVP.
I'd still argue probably should have won it, but I digress. I mean, he's not, yeah, I don't see how he's not a Hall of Famer. Maybe it's the bias. I don't know. But 316 homers, 1,057 RBIs, 317, you're correct. Sorry. Baseball reference said not updated. Not updated in the last couple of hours. So he's up to 1,059 RBIs, not 1,057 because it's a 2-run shot yesterday. A career 260 hitter. He's got a career OPS of 750, right? And that's another thing. His on-base percentage doesn't last because he's not a guy that drops a ton of runs. And somehow the guy's still a career 260 hitter. He's in the midst of his worst statistical season ever this year. And he's still a career 260 in the youth. That's what a Perez Hall of Famer. In my opinion, World Series MVP, doing things that only one other catcher has ever done. But that's inherently, I think, the problem with Major League Baseball and their Hall of Fame. I know that Major League Baseball doesn't that's what the Hall of Fame is for perspective. It is too exclusive a club, in my opinion.
Now, I can also see that I understand and acknowledge the argument of the Hall of Fame is it should be exclusive. I understand that. But you're talking about one of the greatest to ever do it.
One of only 8 catchers ever to have 3.
So, Major League Baseball players and coaches, for not just what he does on the field, and for how long he's done it on the field, but for also what he does for the game of baseball and off the field, all during while playing. If you hold coaches and players who actually played the game with him, who were teammates, opponents, I think you're going to find it is vastly different than what the MLB Writers Association would say, or what the analytics and statistics heads would say.
Yeah, somebody, yeah, that's the issue. And that's inherent. And again, that is what you think is the problem in baseball today. I believe it's a problem facing the Kansas City Royals a little bit right now. You've got people that are relying entirely on the eye test in baseball still, the purists, quote unquote. And then you've got the people who are the complete reverse what baseball is supposed to be. War and B war and F war and yada yada yada, all these things. The guy is saying